Hello my dear student, welcome to Nagesh Karasge Orchid School channel. Myself Ina Patel going to teach you 7th grade mathematics. In the previous session we had seen SP, CP, profit, loss and its percent. How to calculate a loss percent, profit percent. Today we will learn more about it in various example and various situation, and how to find out an simple interest or a rate of interest. Today we will see some example related to it also. So we will move to some examples. Here one situation is given to us, that is a cost price of a skirt is rupees 250 rupees. The selling price of a skirt is rupees 150. So CP is given to us, SP is given to us. Now therefore by seeing this amount you can say that a CP is greater than SP. So there will be always loss. So therefore there is a loss. When CP is greater than SP, that is loss. So loss is equal to CP minus SP is equal to rupees 250 minus rupees 150 is equal to rupees 100. What is 100? Is a loss, rupees 100 rupees loss on selling the skirt at rupees 150. So now loss percent, we have to find out a loss percent is equal to loss upon CP multiplied by 100. What is loss? We had calculated, it is 100 upon CP is given to us as 250 multiplied by 100. After reducing this fraction to its lowest term, we get as an 40%. So therefore we can say the profit it is a loss rupees 100 and the profit percent, or it is a loss percent is rupees 40%. It is a loss percent is 40%. In this way we had find out that situation. Now we are having some example. Convert each of the part of the ratios to an percentage. So now the ratios are given to you. You know how to find out the sum of this ratio and how to find out the percentage, because I had discussed in the previous session. Just we will have one or two examples, so it will be easy to solve the remaining example. We will consider the first example is 3:1, 3:1. The total part is 3 plus 1 is total 4. Therefore the fractional part is equal to 3 upon 4 is to 1 upon 4. That what we write as a 4 upon, here both we have to write in a fraction for 3 upon 4 and 1 upon 4. So the percentage of a part is equal, we will consider first, we will consider 3. So 3 upon 4 multiplied by 100, and the second is 1 upon 4 multiplied by 100. So when you reduce this, 3 upon 4 multiplied by 100 will get as 75%, and we will reduce this, that is 4 ones are 4 25s are, so it will be a 25%. So in this way you can find out the percent by converting these ratios into percentage. Here we will see one more situation, 2:3:5. Here what we will do, we will do the total part. What is the total part? Will be 2 plus 3 plus 5 is equal to 10. Therefore the fractional part is equal to 2 upon 10, 3 upon 10, 5 upon 10, 2 upon 10, 3 upon 10, 5 upon 10. So percentage part will be, you know now, percentage means we have to multiply by 100. So 2 upon 10 multiplied by 100. Another situation is 3 upon 10 by multiplied by 100, 5 upon 10 multiplied by 100. So after reducing this fraction to its lowest term, we are having here 3. So the percent of a part is equal to 20%. This will be 30% and this will be 50%. So in this way we have tried to calculate the percent when the ratio was given to us. These are the two more examples. Please try to solve this example. We will see a story sum or a statement sum. here the population of a city decreased from 25,000 to 24,500. Find the percentage decrease. We had seen one of the situation before also. So we will try to find out the step by step how to find out the percent of a decrease. The decreased population of a city from 25,000 to 24,500. That is decreased population. So population decrease is equal to, you can do the subtraction and you can write here that is 500. So decreased population is how much? 500. So decrease percentage is equal to population decrease upon the original population. What was the population of a city? Was 25,000. So what was the decrease of a population? By 500. So we write as 500 upon 25,000. We are finding into the percent. So multiply it by 100 is equal to 2%. How? After reducing this, we will get as an 2%. Hence the percentage decrease is 2%. It is 2%. 2% was the population decrease. When the city's population was 25,000, it was decreased to, and 500 is nothing but it was decreased in the form of a percent is 2%. Here we will see another word problem, that Arun brought a car for rupees 3,50,000. The next year the price went up to rupees 3,70,000. What was the percentage of a price increase? Now here we know what was the amount was Arun brought the car. So increase in the price of a car was 3,50,000 to 3,70,000. Same what we had done in the previous sum is 3,50,000 to 3,70,000. So amount change, what was the change? How much? Was 20,000. After subtraction these two, we get as 20,000. Therefore the increased percentage is the amount change upon original amount. What is amount change? Here was 20,000 and original amount is 3,50,000 multiplied by 100. After reducing this, we get as a improper fraction which should be converted into an mixed fraction. So we get as in 5 whole 5 upon 7%. We get 5 whole 5 upon 7%. Therefore the percentage of a price increase is rupee is 5 whole 5 upon 7%. So here the increased price was given to us, and what was the cost price, what Arun has brought at the price. So we can say that what was the increase in the price was 5 whole 5 upon 7%. So in this way we can calculate with the help of a formula, and step by step we have to go for the calculation. Here one situation is that if I brought a TV for 10,000 and sell it at a percent of 10-20% profit, sell it at a profit of 20%, how much money do I get for it? Very simple example which is in our daily life. We go for the small items. Here we have an example of a television, that is it is brought at 10,000 rupees and sell at a profit of 20%, and what will be the money I get after selling it? So now you know what is the cost price of television, which is given in the statement is 10,000. Profit percent is given to is 20%. So now you know profit is equal to profit percent of a CP. You know profit is equal to profit percent of CP. So what is a profit percent? Is 20. So we write as a 20% in the form of 20 upon 100 multiplied by what is the CP, that is a cost price, is 10,000. So after reducing this to its lowest form, we get as an 2000. What is 2000? Is a profit. So what will be the selling price? Is equal to CP plus profit. CP plus profit, that is a cost price plus profit, is equal to 10,000 plus 2,000 is equal to 12,000 rupees, 12,000. Hence he gave rupees 12,000 on selling his television. What will be that? Rupees 2,000 as a profit. So he has sold as a television at an 12,000 rupees. So in this way we can find out when the profit is given in the percentage form and what will be the money get after the calculation of a profit, and the CP which is given as 10,000. We will see one more example here. Juhi sells a washing machine for rupees 13,500. She loses a 20%, the loss of 20% in a bargaining. What was the price at which she bought it? Again I will repeat the question. Juhi sells a washing machine for rupees 13,500. She loses 20% on bargaining. Bargaining means just we are adjusting the figure. Just if it is 13,500, then you may say that give it into 13,000 or 12,500. That is nothing but decrease in the amount is nothing but bargaining to get into some round figure or something or nearest to that figure. What was the price at which she bought it? Now selling price of a washing machine is equal to rupees 13,500. Loss percentage is 20%, which is given in the statement. So let the cost price of a washing machine be a X. We don't know because we have to find out. So we are considering as an X. So loss is equal to loss percent of CP, which we had seen in the previous question. So loss is equal to 20% of X is equal to 20 upon 100 multiplied by X. What is 20% of X? Is nothing but we write as a 20% in the form of 20 upon 100 multiplied by X. So when you reduce this 20 upon 100 we get, and this X will be in the numerator, so it is X upon 5. So therefore the SP, that is selling price, is equal to CP minus loss. This you know very well. SP is equal to CP minus loss. So what is SP, which is given to us as 13,500, is equal to X, which we don't know, minus X upon 5. So 13,500 is by finding this LCM, we have to first this fraction subtraction and the fraction addition. By doing this LCM, and then we have to find out what will be 4x upon 5. So we have to find out the value of x. Now if this equation is given to you, it is very easy to find out the value of x. So 4x is equal to 13,500 multiplied by 5 upon x 4. So after reduction we get as rupees 16,875. 16,875. What is this? Is nothing but an cost price, because we had considered the cost price of washing machine was x. We had considered as x. What we got the answer is nothing but the value of x. What is x? Is a CP, that is the cost price, that is she had brought the washing machine at rupees 16,875 and she has sold, that is selling price was 13,500 and the loss of 20%. Why she has got the loss? Because it was something bargain. So in the bargain she has got a loss of 20% and she sold the washing machine at 13,500. 500 rupees. So we have to not do this type of a business by getting a loss. Here we will have another example, that is chalk contains a calcium, carbon and the oxygen in the ratio of 10:3:12. Calcium, carbon and oxygen. So which is given in ratio. Now you know how to find out. We have to do the total part of a ratio, that is 10 plus 3 plus 12 is nothing but 25. After getting this sum, you have to consider 1, that is calcium one time, then carbon one time and oxygen one time, and we have to find out. Here are the two examples are given, that find the percentage of carbon in the chalk. So here they had asked about the carbon, so we will consider the carbon which is respectively here. So first is the calcium, then second is the carbon. So carbon is 3, and what is the part, total part is 25, so 3 upon 25. After reducing this and multiplying by 100, because we have to find in a percent, is 12% of carbon is in the chalk. If the stick of a chalk carbon is 3 grams, what is the weight of a chalk stick? Now it is given as 3 grams. We have to consider, let the weight be of a chalk be x gram. We don't know, so considering this x, and 12% of x is equal to how much? It is already given in the statement is 3 gram. So is 3. So after calculating the value of x, which is what will be the weight of a chalk? Will be the 25 gram. So in this way is a very easy example. Just it is nothing but first example and second example together. It is here given in the two situations. Here we will go for another example. Amina buys a book for rupees 275 and sells at a loss of 15%. CP is given, loss is given, which is a form of a percent. How much does she sell it? So the cost of book is given, that is CP is given, loss percent is 15%, loss is equal to loss percent of CP. This you know very well. Just to substitute the value, 15% of 275, 15% which is written in the form of 15 upon 100 multiplied by 275, reduced it, we get as 41.25. So therefore the SP, that is selling price, is equal to CP minus loss. So 275 minus rupees 41 rupees 25 paise is equal to 233.75 is nothing but 233 rupees 75 paise. Hence Amina sells a book for rupees 233 rupees 75 paise. So in this way we have a different situations, and if it is a loss, we know the formula. If loss percent is given, then we can find out that loss percentage by using the formula. Now here we will go for some simple interest, that principal amount which was borrowed from the bank. We will see what are the examples here. Find the amount to be paid to the end of 3 years in each cases. Here the time period is given to us is 3 years. Here the principal amount is given as 1200 and the 12% PA is per annum. 12% per annum. In the second situation, principal amount is given to us is rupees 7,500 at 5% per annum or per year. Both terminologies are same. Here we will go for first situation. Here the principal P is equal to 12,200. Here the R is given, the 12%, and time period is given as 3 years, which is common, which is given in the first statement. So you know simple interest, we denoted it by I. I is equal to PRT upon 100. You know the substitute the value what you have got here. So we know principal, that is 1200 multiplied by rate of interest is 12% multiplied by time period is 3 years upon 100. Get the 0 get cancelled here. just multiply 12 multiplied by 12 multiplied by 3 is nothing but 432. What it is? It is interest. Simple interest is rupees 432. Now simple interest should be added to the principal amount. That is, amount is equal to principal plus simple interest, that is SI. We can say in short SI. So principal amount was 1200 plus 432. So after adding this we get as rupees 1632. That is nothing but amount. Find the amount to be paid after the 3 years when you are taking 1200 rupees. What you have to return is 1632 rupees. In second situation we will see here, principal amount is given to us, rate of interest is given to us, and time period is given to us. Again substitute the value. SI is equal to PRT upon 100. So what is the principal amount? Was different, that is 7500. Here the rate of interest is lower, here 5%, and the time period is the same as 3 years upon 100. 0 get cancelled, 0 get cancelled here. So 75 multiplied by 5 multiplied by 3 is nothing but the product is 1125 rupees. 1125 is nothing but simple interest, that is interest. This interest should be added to principal to find a total amount. So total amount is equal to principal plus simple interest. So what will be that? 7500 plus 1125. Add this both. So what will be this? Rupees 8625. After the 3 years, this amount to be paid when you are borrowing amount as 7500. After 3 years when you have to return, that time you have to give total amount is 8625. What was added? Interest is 1125. So what was the rate of interest? Was 5%. Then also we have to pay when the rate of interest was 5%, but we are taking this amount for what is the period time? Is 3 years. That is PRT upon 100. In this way you can find out the total amount using this formula. We will see one more example here. What rate gives rupees 280 as interest on a sum of rupees 56,000 in 2 years? Very simple question. What rate gives rupees 280 as interest? So interest is given on a sum of, principal is given, that is 56,000 rupees. Time period is given. What we have to find out is our rate of interest. So you know what is given in the statement. First we will jot down here all the things. So principal is equal to P is equal to 56,000. Simple interest is equal to SI is equal to 280, and the time period is given as 2 years. So you know the formula, that is SI is equal to, or simple interest is equal to PRT upon 100. So substitute the value of P. You don't know R, write as it is R. You know the value of T and you know the value of SI. So substitute the value of each term here, and after substituting the value 280, principal is 56,000, R is as it is because we have to find out the rate of interest, and time period is 2 years upon 100. So in short we can say the formula is SI is equal to PRT upon 100. After substituting this, we have to find the variable R outside, that is nothing but rate of interest. So R is equal to 280 multiplied by 100. This is in LHS, this is in RHS. So this get numerator and denominator get multiplication, that is 280 multiplied by 100 upon when it is in RHS, we will go to LHS, so it will be in the reciprocal. So here it is a numerator, we will go in the denominator. So 56,000 multiplied by 2. So R is equal to, after reducing this, we get as 0.25%. We get 0.25%, what it is? Rate of interest R. Hence the rate of interest on sum is 0.25% on a 56,000 rupees as a time period for 2 years, and the interest was 280 rupees. So when 3 quantities are given, you can find out the 4th one. Now we will see one more example. So in this situation also is very similar, but here we have to find out an principal amount. So we will see, if Meena gives an interest of rupees 45 for 1 year at 9% rate, that is R is 9% rate, interest is rupees 45, that is I is SI or I is 45, as per annum, what is the sum she has borrowed? Borrowed means what amount she has taken from the bank when she is giving the interest of a 45 rupees at the rate of interest is 9%, per annum means it is for 1 year. So here we can write the time period is 1 year. So simple interest is equal to 45 rupees is given to us, rate of interest is given 9% and 9% per annum, and time period is 1 year. So SI is equal to, what is SI? SI is equal to PRT upon 100, you know very well. Now we will substitute the value of this. You know SI, that is simple interest, is 45 rupees. Principal amount we have to find out. Rate of interest is given as 9 and time period is 1 upon 100. So you should learn this formula that SI is equal to PRT upon 100. So after substituting these values, now this equation if you get, you can find out very easily, because here we are finding as a P as a variable is nothing but principal amount. So P we will get to the left hand side. P is equal to, just multiply this numerator and denominator, that is 45 multiplied by 100, and 9 multiplied by 1, which is in the numerator, will be in the denominator. So what we had done, just we had rearranged to find out the value of a variable, we take it into and left hand side, that is nothing but P we had taken, which we have to find out a principal amount. So we had done, after reducing this to its lowest form, so we get as rupees 500. Rupees 500. What is rupees 500? Is nothing but principal amount which was borrowed from the bank, rupees 500, interest was rupees 45, the rate of interest was 9% for and 1 year, that is per year, that is PA, that is per annum. So what was the amount borrowed from the bank was rupees 500. So hence she borrowed rupees 500 from the bank, paying an interest of rupees 45, and at the rate of what? It was 9% was the rate for 1 year. So what amount she borrowed was 500, and what she have to pay? 45 rupees extra. 45 rupees extra for 1 year when the rate of interest was given as an 9%. Hope so, my dear student, you have understood how to find out an rate of interest, principal amount and simple interest. Just learn the formula, substitute the value of it, and you can find out very easily. So, hope so you understood. Please try to solve example from the textbook. Thank you very much.